From New Hanover County Schools Television, powered by students, this is your school news.
Welcome to your school news for the week of June 8th through the 14th. I'm Alexi Major.
And I'm Maggie Cottle. Topping our newscast this week, Board of Education holds June meeting, Online Supervisor is named E-Learning Coordinator of the Year, and Future Farmers of America chapter attended regional rally.
Topping our newscast this week, the Board of Education held their monthly meeting on Tuesday, June 2nd at the BOE Center. Standing by in the newsroom with this month's complete board notes on the meeting is YSN reporter Luke Williams.
The June Board of Education meeting featured a real mixed bag of topics in business. Let's get right to the board notes. On behalf of the board, Chairman Hayes presented a special recognition to Superintendent Dr. Tim Markley for his selection as the 2015-16 Southeast Regional Superintendent of the Year by the Superintendent's Educational Alliance. In addition, the board recognized Aisling Henahan of Hoggard High School as the 2015 Moorhead Kane Scholarship recipient, Janae Young, an 8th grade student at Noble Middle School, for her selection as the Rockamy Middle School Student of the Year, Orion Brown and Jasper Stafford of Gregory Elementary for their outstanding score at the Elementary State Science Fair. Kathy Coble, Child Nutrition Manager at Virgo Preparatory Academy, was recognized for her selection as the 2015 North Carolina Manager of the Year by the School Nutrition Association. The Hoggard High School hosted team was recognized for winning first place in the Community Awareness Team event at the State HOSA competition. Finally, New Hanover High School Engineering Design Course students were recognized for winning first place in the Vehicle Design category at the Electric Vehicle Challenge final event. Under administrative updates, Superintendent Dr. Tim Markley's contract was renewed for 2 years until 2019, and Chairman Hayes presented the superintendent's evaluation. The Politics Committee presented 5 policies for first reading: Policy 4600, Disposition of Property; Policy 6435, Employee Volunteer Dress Code; New Policy 9023, Volunteer Dress Code; New Policy Pre-Qualification of Bidders for Construction Projects; and New Policy Construction Dispute Resolution. Director of Child Nutrition for the school system, Eimer Smith, gave a presentation on next year's Community Eligibility Provision Program and expansion, and this summer's Seamless Summer Option. New business for June included 17 items that were each presented and discussed. Student Support Services asked the board to extend the contracts with AKIS Inc. and the Wilmington Police Department. Both items were approved. The Technology Department presented a request for an updated intercom at New Hanover High School, which the board approved. Instruction had a number of new business items: career and technical education state and federal funding application, alternative schools accountability models for Lake Forest Academy, Career Readiness Academy at Mosley PLC in Lakeside, 2015 through 16 in-structure contract, and additions to next year's curriculum guide. After some discussion, the board approved all the items. The Finance Department requested approval of 2 resolutions and 1 fund agreement. The board approved all 3 requests. Operations filled out the bulk of the new business items. Presented and discussed release of Xeon copier, selection of prototype design and architect for College Park Elementary School replacement, Wrightsville Beach Baptist Church lease agreement extension, renewal of errors and omissions and general liability insurance, renewal of auto and garage liability insurance, and an increased lunch meal prices. Although all items were approved, some did not receive a majority vote. The next regular Board of Education meeting will be Tuesday, July 7th, 2015 at 5:30 p.m. in the Board of Education Center, 1805 South 13th Street. As always, if you cannot attend the meeting in person, you can watch the rebroadcast Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., Friday mornings at 8 a.m., and Sundays at 1 p.m. Board meetings can also be watched online at www.nhcs.net. That's your board notes for June. Back to you.
David DeRosco, 8th grade math teacher at Noble Middle School, or received the inaugural General Electric Community Outreach Award from GE's Diversity Symposium team on Thursday, June 11, 2015. This is the first time GE is presenting an award to a community school leader who has contributed to the benefit of student welfare. Mr. DeRosco was nominated for his above and beyond efforts for the Noble Math team and his devoted efforts in tutoring students after school hours. The award reception will be held at the University of North Carolina, Wilmington, Madeline Suites.
In other news, Wendy Kraft, supervisor of the online learning for New Hanover County Schools, has been named the first annual North Carolina Virtual Public Schools 2015 e-learning coordinator of the year. Out of the 115 districts in North Carolina that use NCVPS, the state identifies Ms. Kraft as the most impactful e-learning advisor / e-learning coordinator in the state.
Wendy is absolutely phenomenal and amazing. During my remarks, I try to really help everyone understand the lens that we're dealing with. Wendy is at the central office, and so there are a lot fewer central office folks who are our e-learning coordinators than we have people at the school level. But Wendy stands out among everyone. Just her passion, her commitment, her understanding that students learn in different ways, different modalities, and really trying to seek what is the best learning opportunity for those students and really making sure that it fits and is right and is reworked. Wendy is absolutely amazing, and this is our inaugural award, and we really could not think of a more fitting person who exemplifies e-learning excellence more so than Wendy Kraft.
Oh, this award is it's absolutely thrilling to me for New Hanover County to be recognized in this way. We have a wonderful team approach to supporting our students. I certainly support the schools, but at each school we have at least 2 dedicated folks who are working hand in hand with counselors, with students, with families to really position students for ultimate and optimal success in the online learning experience. And so for our district to be recognized for these efforts is it is truly a highlight for the district and for me as being a part of that team.
Ms. Kraft was recognized and honored by New Hanover County school officials and members of the Virtual Public School Office at a surprise ceremony. Dr. Mia Murphy, NCVPS Director of Outreach and Support, presented Ms. Kraft with an award. Dr. Julie Dulcos Greenwood, the school system director of instructional services, shared details on Ms. Kraft's work ethic and commended her tireless effort to open the doors of education to all students.
Castle Hayne Elementary students recently took a dive into the world of dolphins all the way in Florida. The students were delighted to meet the dolphins and their trainers via Skype. Ms. Davis's kindergarten and first grade combo class learned all about life for dolphins. They learned about the diet and exercise that dolphins need in the wild and captivity. Many of the dolphins have been injured and couldn't survive on their own. Thankfully, they were rescued and now reside in Dolphin Tail, the venue in Florida. The students asked how dolphins communicated and learned that they talk through making pure tones and pulse sounds like whistling, chirping, and screaming. The students were surprised to learn that the dolphins can live anywhere for 40 to 90 years. Overall, it was a fun and informative conversation for the children to have with the dolphin scientists and hopefully get inspired to learn and care about animals.
In a little-known practice that could harm students' chances of getting into college of their choice, the vast majority of colleges and universities use disciplinary records to help determine whether to accept or reject a student's application, according to a new study. The study, released last week, was conducted by the Center for Community Alternatives, a New York-based organization that advocates on behalf of students who had prior court involvements. It found that roughly 3 out of 4 colleges and universities collect high school disciplinary information, and that 89% of those institutions use the information to make admission decisions. The study also found that half of all schools disclose such information to colleges, even though they are not required to do so. Defenders of the use of disciplinary records in college admission decisions say it is an important way for universities to keep students with a history of behavioral problems off their campuses as they build incoming classes of freshmen. But opponents say high school disciplinary records have little predictive value and needlessly stigmatizing students for infractions that are often minor and reduce their opportunities for higher learning.
Finally, students and members of the Future Farmers of America chapter at Hoggard High School recently attended the North Carolina Southeast Regional FFA rally at the University of Mount Olive. FFA is a student organization for those interested in agriculture.
The Hoggard FFA chapter, led by advisor and agri-horticulture teacher Craig Waddell, entered 3 teams in the event, and all 3 teams placed and qualified for the state-level competition, which will be held in Raleigh this month.
Graham Parker, Rachel Riggs, Cassie Peterman, Noah Merkel, Taylor Bruylet, and Harrison Hopper received first place in Introduction to Horticulture.
Nicholas Livingood, Braden Kaluzny, Justin Barber, and John Chusano received 3rd place in the Floriculture team event.
Walter Angie, Cody Van Tienen, Stuart Avent, and Joseph Johnson received 3rd place in Nursery Landscape.
Competing earlier this year, Justin Barber received a 2nd place trophy for a truck driving event held at the State Fairgrounds in Raleigh. Now, when your school news continues, we have an exciting lunch menu forecast.
Plus, coming up after the break, we'll have reports on students win big at 2015 Elementary Science Olympiad, traditional high school graduation scheduled, and Ogden students learn about weather wonders.
This is your school news on cable and online. Look for our blue logo for all the latest new online at www.nhcs.net. Don't go away, we'll be right back.
I'm only 17, but I know about investing. Believe in something, buy shares in it, watch it grow. So, what if you could invest in the future? The future of kids, like a stock. Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change. A whole new kind of investment called Better Futures. When you invest, it helps kids go to college. I could be one of the first college graduates from my family, the first philanthropist from my neighborhood. And if I'm the first, then maybe there's a second and a third. Believe in us, invest in us, watch us grow.
My name is Sydney, and I'm your dividend.
Welcome back to your school news. The 2015 Elementary Science Olympiad competition was held on the campus of Ashley High School last month. More than 300 county elementary students participated. With a complete report on those students placing first in this year's event is YSN reporter Heather Jensen.
The Elementary Science Olympiad is the perfect complement to the county's K-5 science curriculum. Elementary Science Olympiad events take advantage of the natural curiosity of each child and allows for in-depth hands-on experiences. The elementary events were developed by North Carolina Master Elementary teachers. The events are aligned with the North Carolina Standard Course of Study and what teachers are already doing in the classroom. All the events at this year's Elementary Olympiad were well balanced between the various science disciplines requiring knowledge of science facts, concepts, processes, skills, and applications. This year's varsity first place winners were Coddington Elementary School and varsity for overall team score, while the Spirit Award for outstanding sportsmanship went to College Park Elementary School. Taking first place in the varsity categories of Elementary Olympiad were Jasper Stratford from Gregory in 3-2-1 blastoff. The team of Cooper Heidel and Josh Gans from Wrightsville Beach won Backyard Biologist. First place in Chew the Fat went to Kiera McWilliams and Kevin Johnson from Parsley. Winning in the Data Crunchers event was Hallie Hendricks and Gaia Polinick from Blair. Taking first place in Describe It, Build It was the team of Peyton Netherly and Kathleen Player from Wrightsville Beach. This year's first place ecology experts were Holt Manning and Kevin Johnson from Parsley. First and flight honors went to the team of Lucas Bradford and Tamia Todd from Gregory Elementary. STEM Challenge was won by Walker Brown, Nolan Savard, and Caleb Harker from Parsley. This year's Elementary Olympiad Super Sleuths were Jade Payton and Lucas Sayer from College Park. The team of Kobe Clayton and Sophia Verena from Anderson Elementary took first place in trajectory. Winning the weather permitting event was Emma Coward and Megan Shute from Blair. The varsity elementary Olympiad rock stars were Cooper Heidel and Josh Gans from Riceville Beach. Taking first place and all charged up was Rhea Kapoor and Madeline Larson from Parsley. What's the Matter winners were Lucas Bradford and Chris Carr from Gregory. The team of Ava Hinat and Ava Jensen from Castlehane Elementary took first place in Planet Protectors. The Amazing Fast Facts team of Zaria Keaton, Anthony Inman, Lillian Hernandez, and Noah Goodson from Gregory took first place honors in their event, while winning first place in SkyQuest was Blake Isla and Cooper Hilbert from Pine Valley. Olympic-style medals were awarded to the top 6 placing individuals in each event in both varsity and junior varsity categories. Team trophies were also awarded to top placing teams at the tournament. The complete list of winners in both the varsity and junior varsity divisions can be seen on the school system's website at www.nhcs.net. The 2015 Elementary School Science Olympiad students shined and they enjoyed putting their scientific skills to use and had a fun time winning medals to prove that hard work pays off. Reporting for Your School News, this is Heather Jensen.
The Department of the Air Force's headquarters, Air Force Junior Reserve Officers Training Corps, recently announced that Laney High School's Air Force JROTC has earned the Distinguished Unit Award for 2014-2015. Laney's JROTC has received this award recognition consecutively since 2004. Less than a third of units worldwide were awarded this top-level award. In order to receive this Distinguished Unit Award, the unit is required to meet all the headquarters' tasking deadlines and a minimum of 12 hours of community service per cadet. 135 cadets were enrolled during the fall and spring and completed over 1,900 hours of service. The award recognizes the personal growth and accomplishments of the cadets, contributions of their instructors as mentors, and the support of school leaders and staff members as well as many within the local community.
It's high school graduation time. The traditional high school graduation will be held on Saturday, June 13th at the University of North Carolina Wilmington in Trask Coliseum. The schedule for the day is as followed. New Hanover High School ceremony will be at 9 a.m., followed by Laney at 12:30 p.m. Ashley's ceremony will be at 4 p.m., with Hoggard High School closing out the day with their commencement at 7:30 p.m. Now, the early college high schools both held their ceremonies last weekend, but Mosley Performance Learning Center will hold its graduation ceremony on Friday, June 12th at 7 p.m. in the Snipes Auditorium on Chestnut Street. Traditional high school graduation will also be telecast live on the Learning Network on June 13th.
Ogden Elementary and the Cape Fear Museum teamed up to present Weather Wonders to the second grade class. Weather is one of the most important science concepts elementary school students learn. The Cape Fear Museum got the students excited through interesting experiments. Everything from clouds to precipitation to even natural disasters was discussed and explained by the museum scientists. The students were able to create a whirlpool in a bottle to show how tornadoes and waterspouts work. The students also got to create clouds in a jar and learn about all the different types of clouds. The students learned how condensation creates clouds and were able to see it on a smaller scale. These experiments were some of the most informative and interactive ways to teach students about a very exciting concept. By letting the students get hands-on experience they showed great interest in the topic. Both students and teachers had a great time learning about and making their own weather.
Now, don't go away. Coming up, high school drama teams compete in this year's Charade Challenge.
Plus, we have this week's edition of the Lunch Bill Affair. Your school news will continue after the break.
We can all be more energy efficient. It's easy. Use energy-saving light bulbs. Energy Smart Power Strips. And turn off electronics and appliances when not in use. Learn what you can do today at energy.gov/tink.
Welcome back to Your School News. I'm Alexei Mazhruev.
And I'm Maggie Cottle.
This generation of parents is the first to face the challenge of helping their children make the most of their virtual space while keeping them safe in it.
If you're still getting your footing in virtual parenting, don't worry. This week and next, we'll have some great tips to help ensure that your child's online experience remains positive.
As computers advance, so do those who want to hack them. We normally think of hackers as being a criminal somewhere far away, but sometimes they are right under our roofs. Children spend a lot of time on the computer, and sometimes they can get into trouble online. Your school news reporter Dylan Grace has a full report on how to increase computer security in your own home.
Almost every house these days has a computer, and in most households, the child is the one who uses it most. Even very young kids can be more skilled with a computer than their parents, and they may even be able to find a way around the restrictions that are placed on their computers. In fact, the weakest security link in your home is more than likely your children. In fact, according to Springboard America, who conducted an online survey of adults in the United States with children under the age of 18, found an astonishing 64% had made unauthorized purchases online. What else did they discover? Well, 39% had children install software on a computer not their own, 35% downloaded a virus onto a computer, 33% deleted or modified files or applications off a household computer, 32% changed a password on a computer or mobile device, while that same number also managed to change network settings on the home computer or router. Now, most parents are concerned about what their children download and access. Their survey discovered that 30% of children downloaded pirated music, books, and videos, while at the same time 28% deliberately or accidentally accessed online pornography. Now, as I mentioned earlier, in most households these days, most of the children are far ahead of their parents' ability to keep them from making online mischief. The survey disclosed that 25% of children can evade parental restrictions. That includes passwords or other locks, so that they can use blocked applications or websites. Even worse, 24% have accessed someone else's computer or website by finding a backdoor or other security gap. So what is a parent to do? Happily, there are plenty of steps that not only will ensure your security, but also will help you guide your children toward being good stewards of technology. Next week, we'll cover all the strategies and review their effectiveness. For your school news, I'm Dylan Grace. Back to you.
Thanks, Dylan. For more helpful advice on computer safety and children, check out the website www.safekids.com/kids-rules-for-online-safety.
It's time now for this week's Lunch Bill of Fare. Across the county, schools' lunchrooms have gotten a facelift and a menu makeover.
This week, our lunch menu analyst, Hunter Ledman, joins us with the week's school lunch menu so parents, students, teachers, and everyone working with the New Hanover County school system can plan their lunchtime options.
Here in the newsroom, I've had a chance to review this week's lunch menu. This is the last week of the traditional school lunch menu. Your cafeteria managers will be surprising you with a number of unique entrees. But the menu also features a variety of lunch items. Let's take a look at this week's selections. On Tuesday, June 9th, jump into the lunchroom for a grilled cheese sandwich. On the side are vegetable soup, garden salad, and fresh fruit. On Wednesday, June 10th, ready your taste buds for grilled chicken sandwich and keep your good lunch going with macaroni salad, French fries, and garden salad, and diced pears on the side. On Thursday, June 11th, get ready for a cold cut combo sandwich. On the side, carrot sticks, celery sticks, and applesauce cup. On Friday, June 12th, this is a designated teacher work day. There is no traditional school. For the weekend, I've got a healthy tip for you. Avoid processed foods. Eating more natural foods with fewer chemicals is one way to keep your bodies in better condition. After the weekend, June 15th, our 2 year-round elementary schools will be serving chicken fillet sandwiches. On the side, black-eyed peas and garden salad with diced peaches. Remember, it's important to get a healthy lunch to get energized for your favorite sports or activities. A healthy lunch also gives you the fuel you need to succeed in school. Now, let's look back on some of this week's menu choices. On Tuesday, grilled cheese. On Wednesday, enjoy grilled chicken sandwich. And on Thursday, a cold cut combo sandwich. This week also features some great sides like vegetable soup, French fries, and fresh fruit. Well, that does it for this week's lunch menu, so don't miss out on your school's great selections. From the newsroom, this is Hunter Ledman asking, have you ever tried to eat a clock? It is very time consuming.
Thanks, Hunter. Don't forget, you can also catch the Lunch Bill of Fare during the morning show here on the Learning Network, and gets lots of healthful nutrition information online at www.nhcs.net/nutrition.
Now don't go away. Coming up, high school drama teams compete in this year's Charades Challenge.
This is your school news on cable and online. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Welcome back to our final segment of Your School News. I'm Alexi Majuru.
And I'm Maggie Caudle.
Spontaneous, imaginative, silly. The game of charades was created in 16th century France and is one of the most popular games in the US. Why? Well, because everyone loves to laugh at uninhibited theatrical expressions.
The Bee and the Orange Tree, Say It With Flowers, Jessica's Ghost, The House of Blue Leaves. How would you act out famous books, movies, plays, and song titles?
That was the challenge during the high school drama teams faced during this year's Charades Challenge. Hoggard, Ashley, and Laney each sent a 4-person team to compete in a single elimination tournament.
Each round was packed with entertaining fun as actor after actor acted out their selection in pantomime. Other team members guessed wildly as they tried to solve the charade in the fastest time possible.
After round 1, the exciting competition, Laney held a commanding lead, with Hoggard and Ashley tied for second.
However, Ashley High had a championship team and came with the heat in round 2, crushing Laney's large time advantage and winning the Charades Challenge of 2015.
As a reward, they will get to display the Charades Challenge trophy at their school for the year of 2015 through 16 school year. This year's Charades Challenge will also be airing this summer here on the Learning Network. Be sure to tune in on this exciting event. That does it for this edition of Your School News, recapping some of our main stories. Board of Education holds June meeting. Watch it online. Wendy Kraft, online supervisor, is named e-learning coordinator of the year. And Hoggard's Future Farmers of America chapter attended regional rally.
Remember, Your School News is on cable and online. And don't forget to start your morning with our light and lively morning show weekdays at 6 a.m.
I'm Alexi Majuru.
And I'm Maggie Caudle. On behalf of the entire YSN crew, thanks for watching New Hanover County Schools TV on the Learning Network.
Have a great week.